Thank you for doing this with me. This game drive series. First off, for people who don't know you, you're a humanitarian photographer living and working in Somalia. And it's been a while since we met.
7 years.
7 years since I last saw you. And I wanted to ask you, since you moved to Somalia, how has it been working and living in Somalia?
Thank you, Brian, first of all. 7 years is such a long and short time as well. So living and working in Somalia, I went to Somalia at a very young age, in my early 20s. And I remember it was just a year after I graduated from campus. And I felt like I was thrown in a whole world of its own. Because one, I used to hear about Somalia from my dad, and that is Somalia before the war and at the start of the civil war.
Okay.
So when I was going there, I didn't know much Somali. I wasn't accustomed to the culture because I was brought up in Nairobi. Never been to any other place other than Nairobi, so I'm a Nairobi kid, like a proper Nairobi kid.
Yeah.
So for me, when I went to Somalia, I'm like culture shock, like on a whole other level. Because for me, you come in, you're there for a job, and you're supposed to travel all over the country, not just Mogadishu. I was going to the southwest part, south central part. I was going to the northern part, and for me,
and it's a very big country.
It is a very big country with a very small population. Like the land is too big, and when you see the kind of the number of people who live in the country, I mean the number of people residing in the country compared to the land we have that is very idle, it's a lot. So I found myself thrown into work immediately and not given time to even adapt to the environment. A place like Mogadishu is intense. And when I say intense, it's a mix of hearing the sounds of tuk-tuks zikisonga, police everywhere, police cars, military cars. It's chaotic. And when I say chaotic, it's everything. The people, kelele ya watu, kelele ya magari, kelele ya askari, bunduki, anything happens anytime. Like when people talk about Mogadishu and how it's dangerous, Mogadishu is a very unpredictable city.
Okay.
It's dangerous, that's right. But it's also very unpredictable. You just can't leave the house without telling, hey, Niaje Brian, I'm leaving. Let Brian know before you leave the house. Or let Fardosa know before you leave the house.
Because anything can happen at any
time.
Okay.
You see. So I was thrown in such an environment. I felt like I just got myself in an environment where I wasn't given enough time to adapt, to learn the culture, to learn the people. But the best thing about me going to Somalia was that I went there with a very open mind. I was willing to learn. I was willing to adapt to the environment. I was very ready to work. I was very active. And I was happy to be back to my homeland, I guess.
Your daily routine. So, like, when you wake up, what do you do? On a work day or on your off day?
Okay.
Yeah.
So mind you, weekend for us in Somalia is Friday and Saturday because it's a Muslim.
It's a Muslim nation. Okay.
Yes.
So weekends are Friday and Saturday.
Yes. So Sunday for us is Monday.
Okay.
Yeah, I know not many people can get that, but yeah, Sunday for us is Monday. So what happens is during weekday, working for a humanitarian organization is good. When I say easy in a way, when I'm in Mogadishu, what happens is it's 7 to 3 p.m. So if you can go to the IDP, I leave the house at 7 a.m. I straight away go to the IDP camps because I usually document. I work on different projects. So when I'm in Mogadishu, I find myself just taking a bajaj from town and going to the nearest IDP camp.
A bajaj is a matatu?
No, tuk-tuk. Bajaj, sorry, yeah.
Okay.
Bajaj is a tuk-tuk. I thought because you're from Mombasa, you know tuk-tuk and bajaj.
Okay.
So yeah. So I just take a bajaj, I go to the IDP camps, or I'm given a car by the organization, and I go to the IDP camps where I document different stories. Mostly I focus on women because the work I do a lot of the times work around nutrition, water and sanitation, food and livelihood.
Okay.
But other than humanitarian, I actually currently, I left the humanitarian organization I was working for, and I'm currently doing jobs that range from politics, security,
Mm-hmm.
day-to-day life. So yeah, I do everything at the moment.
So okay, so you in the morning at 7, right?
Mm.
You're supposed to be there.
Mm.
First of all, you told me that you did not speak Somali.
Yes, I did.
So the language barrier, what do you do about it?
I just knew a bit.
Oh, you knew a bit.
Yes.
So it was good for you to document their
Yeah.
life stories.
Mm.
But now I'm sure you're very proficient.
Yo, I'm a translator. Bring it on.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of thing.
Spotted a giraffe.
Okay. Early morning.
Early morning. 2 actually.
Yes.
Okay.
Do you know the difference between male and female? Probably.
Yes. The males have a darker, their spots or whatever they're called.
Yeah.
They're a bit darker at the very top, and they're also bigger.
So
I think that's a male.
yeah, that's what I wanted to say.
Female.
This is a female.
This is a female. You can record as well.
I like this person.
Have you ever been to Nairobi National Park?
Yes, the last time I was here was actually 2018.
Ah,
Yeah, shortly before I went to Somalia.
before you left.
Yeah.
Are there national parks in Somalia?
There are no national parks. There's one in Hargeisa, and it's an animal orphanage, I guess, for cheetahs.
Okay.
Yeah.
An animal orphanage for just cheetahs.
Yeah,
That's cool.
because they used to roam around.
Okay.
Plus, also remember, the country is very sparsely populated, as in watu wako kila. You find that a group of people live like on this side of the national park, the next group of people you meet live on the other side of the world.
Okay.
They're nomads. People move a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you find that.
Okay.
So you find that a lot of the times, like Brian's family migrates from here to another place in search of water, pasture for their livestock. Remember, we depend on our livestock a lot, and especially in the rural areas. So you find families move a lot compared to like a place like Mogadishu.
So people don't have permanent residence.
Most of them don't, especially in the rural areas. You find that they leave a group of people to live in the townships for the town area, and then the other families move and they'll come back. It's just like circulating around a certain area. Ukiona nyasi imeisha hii area, unarudi hivi, unamaliza, and then you go back home when there's plenty.
Yeah, like even the Turkana people do that.
Yeah.
And the Samburu. Okay.
Interestingly, that's even what happens in coastal areas of Somalia.
Yeah.
Find that there's so much fish in the water, like for ocean, but what are to you have to beg a fisherman to actually get fish for the day.
Yeah.
You see? Because people are used to just their goats, camels, livestock.
That's an interesting thing because Somalia has the biggest or the longest coastline
on mainland.
Mainland Africa. Yet it's very pastoralism. It's livestock and cattle.
Yeah, we're very nomadic.
You're very nomadic. But then fishing could be the biggest thing.
Well, the Ministry of Environment is currently trying to work on the blue economy thing.
Yeah.
But we have a long way to go because if you see where the coastline is mostly on the northern part of Somalia, and you find that a lot of the places ni rural, ni ushago kabisa, like the places I've gone to in Somalia, where you find that even Yemenis come with boats from Socotra Island.
Yeah.
Come, visit, try and interact with the people, try and bring fish from your own water and convince you to take fish, but people don't. I've seen even Chinese, Bangladeshi, in very remote areas in Somalia, and I'm like, we are wasting a lot of money, resources.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's true. Yemen is not that far from Somalia.
It's not, especially from the northern part.
Yep.
Puntland region. Yeah.
Just take a boat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Some places, not everywhere.
Not everywhere. Yeah. Okay. So that's your work day, right?
Yeah.
You talk to these people, get their stories. Yeah. Does it get emotional? Like, does it get super emotional? Yeah.
Because this is so unfortunate to say, but sometimes you find that, because I work a lot with women, and you find that women are so left to be in the house a lot of the time that when you start having a conversation with her on and off the camera, she just wants to talk to you, because sometimes a woman can tell you, even I've not been told about you. in a while. How are you?
Yeah.
How are you faring?
Yeah.
No one asks her that question. You know,
Yeah.
and you find that when you go to these homes, you end up taking things personal because now Amina shared her story with you.
Yeah.
She told you, you asked me how my morning is. Okay, fine. Nimepea watoto chai na ni majani tu haina sukari. So,
That's it.
and I had to boil the water so that the children think that
Yeah.
it's actually tea when
Yeah.
it's not none.
Yeah.
So yeah, it gets so bad, and especially in the rural areas where men leave their wives and children at home so that they can go to the city to look for jobs.
Yeah.
You find a lot of them women can only depend on their women support or their fellow women to keep each other strong, I guess. Like just normally emotionally supporting each other. Because you're left home with maybe 6-7 kids.
Yeah.
You know? And you have to fend for them and at the same time take care of them as a mother and then at the same time take care of yourself. You ask yourself who takes care of you at the end of the day.
Yeah.
If you were left to take care of the whole society.
Yeah. And how does that make you feel? Because it's first of all it's a cultural thing that it's accepted.
Yes.
By both
it's
men.
okay.
It's okay.
Yeah.
But then deep down
In
you
that
know
environment.
that there's more to this. So for example, there's a video that you did, one of your reels. Maybe I like your Instagram timeline.
Gracias.
It's really good. The portraits through my sister's eyes, it's really good.
Yeah.
But also your reels. There's a reel you did where you're talking about this part of the town, I guess, where girls are not allowed to leave their houses.
Makbio.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so they're just looking at the window. So they always, during the day, they're always at the window looking at outside.
Or up kwa rooftop.
Yeah, they're just looking outside, what's going on, what's happening. And even if you try to get her down, talk to her, she would not agree to it.
Let me tell you about a cultural practice among a minority group called Banadiri, who live in the oldest neighborhood in Mogadishu called Hamarweyne. Not even Google has information about it. It's called Makbio, a way of life for young girls in this neighborhood who, according to an Instagram friend of mine, described it like this.
marka sawirkan wuxuu tusay gabar guriga ku jirto daaqad taagan oo haddana xishoonayso afka gacanta saaraysa marka dhaqankooda wuxuu gabadha guriga ku jiraysa daaqadaasa nolol daaqadaasi kala socotaa magaalada daaqadaasi dadka fiirsataa taas all then they call it maqbiyo.
For me, discovering this much information from girls I have been photographing or taking photos of on their windows at home has reminded me of how every time I would notice them, they would pose for me and I would ask them to come down and have a chat with me, but they would just smile and go silent. I now know why. That's the most interaction they're allowed to have with the outside world. I never knew then, but now I do. And I understand more why I was drawn towards them every time I would take photos of them from their windows at home. Because this is their safe heaven.
How does that make you feel?
Actually, I never knew about it because I've been documenting that neighborhood. It's called Hamarweyne. It's the oldest neighborhood in Mogadishu.
Yeah.
The people who live there are a minority group called Banadiri. And now coming back to the girls. So apparently it's an Arab culture. So not all the Somalis practice it. What happens is that influence was, the Arab influence mostly the guys on the coastal areas.
Yeah.
Like when you look at Mogadishu, you look at Barawe, you look at Kismayo, you look at a place like Marka. Those are the areas where Arabs and Omans
settle.
Yes. And that's a culture. It's an Arab culture that was instilled in the people who live around that area. Because like in that Hamarweyne area, the people who live there, mostly majority are Yemeni.
Yeah.
They are Banadiri, some are from Barawe, but they are a mix of Somali and Yemeni.
Yeah.
So you find that it's not actually a bad practice. It's just something that was practiced not so long ago. It's still there. But I find it so harsh when people say on Instagram that, oh, we're not thinking about human rights. We're not thinking about these girls and women. But it's people's culture, it's people's way of life. You can't do anything about it. If you're told a girl cannot leave the house until she gets to puberty and gets a partner, and through an arranged marriage, she can't leave the house. That's okay. That's how they do things. And if she leaves the house, it means she lives with her brother or her husband.
At all times.
Yes.
Okay.
What do you think about it?
Okay. I get the cultural point of view
Yeah.
because there are things that even me personally I do. I can be a bit conservative. There are things that probably I do that someone who's very liberal can see and
You're so traditional or you're so stuck up.
Yeah. So that's why I don't want to judge them because that's their way of life. That's how they live. That's how they've been brought up. That's how their mothers, their grandmothers. So it's tricky. Obviously, I would want them to experience the world just like you. You've gone to another country and you're working there and you feel fulfilled with the work that you're doing. So I'd want that for them, but also their culture.
Yeah, because the thing is, honestly, someone can come to me and ask me then, oh, why don't you talk to their parents? Why don't you do 1, 2, 3? But I'm like, I cannot put myself in such a position because as who,
yeah, exactly.
you know,
This person has ameishi huko na amefanya hivyo. Yeye hajaingilia maisha yangu. Mimi ndio nimekuja kwake.
Yeah. So I can't come and tell you, I'm not a white man to come tell you, oh Niaje, what you guys are doing is not right. I think you should be doing 1, 2, 3 because there are things we do even at home right now. Like for me, mostly when I'm going to the shop, I go with my brother. When I want to go long distance, maybe from the house to the supermarket, I usually leave with my brother in the evening. It's not because I'm not liberal enough or independent enough, but sometimes you pick your brother to go with him for security purpose,
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah, as a protector or, something of this. So it doesn't mean that I'm not liberal. Doesn't mean that I'm not open-minded.
Yeah.
But there's a way. My mother will tell you, if you're leaving in the evening and you want to go to the supermarket, please make sure you leave with your brother.
Yeah.
Why? As a form of, she feels
safe.
You're more protected when you're with him than alone.
And also it gives your brother a sense of protection because then he will feel obligated
to
protect you. Yeah. Okay. And even him, when he grows up and you have daughters and you have a wife, he will feel that obligation of protecting them the way he protected his siblings.
So that's a form of makbio as well.
Yeah.
I mean, because the essence of makbio, in a way, the way I've understood it, or I understand it right now, is that it's basically your parents trying to protect you, from the outside world before you get to an age where you can now make your own decisions.
Your decisions. Okay.
The only thing is, those girls don't go to school nowadays. I mean, they never used to go to school, but I think nowadays they do, as long as you have your brother with you.
Okay.
The thing is, during normal hours of interaction, like for instance, how you can come out and just play football, I think that's the thing they don't do. They just play within the house.
Okay.
Yeah. Nowadays, that's how makbio is practiced.
So what if you don't have brothers?
Well, unfortunately, you just have to stay.
Damn. And this is a good segue because I read a few days ago, there's this Moroccan football player during the Female World Cup. She was allowed to wear a hijab.
Yeah, she's the first.
She's the first. FIFA found a way to allow, because it was banned earlier on, allow women to wear hijab. And what do you think of that?
I think it's high time that people understand that we live in a society where we already interact with each other, right?
Yep.
I've gone to school with Brian's, I've gone to school with, Kamau's and Jerry's and, basically I've been to schools with people who are Christian, people who are Hindu, people who are whatever denomination they come from or whatever religion they practice, right? So why is it okay that when we are in school, we can integrate? No, we can interact, we can do all these things together, but that's not allowed in our workshop. So that's how I view football, right?
Yeah, because she's getting paid. She's playing, and here's the thing: if you have players, you'd want them to be the best version of themselves when they're playing, so they can give you the best performance that they have. So if she is comfortable in her best element, her comfort is with
While
hijab.
wearing hijab, yeah.
Yeah, then you'd, as a coach, you'd want her to wear it every day.
Exactly. So that's the thing. That's how I looked at it, because I was like, if I can play football off pitch or off record without it being recorded on camera with the same group of people I play with, and I still wear hijab, why is it that I cannot be allowed to play on an international platform while wearing it?
Yeah.
It's just the barriers that people put in place, I guess.
Yeah.
That's how I look at it.
So, okay, that's your work life, right? What about your free time? What do you do with your free time?
I like to call myself an artist.
Okay.
Yeah. Because
A music artist?
Hmm?
A music artist?
not just an artist, but
Okay. Uh-huh. An artist.
I'm an artist.
Uh-huh.
Why I call myself an artist is because I don't like confining myself in what you mean, photographer, I'm a
Okay.
videographer, or
That's
I draw, or I paint, or I sing.
Mhm.
I wear a lot of hats.
Yeah.
Naweza imba,
Mhm.
I can act,
Mhm.
I can't paint for life,
Mhm.
to save my life, that is. But I can use a brush. I'm good at photography, I do good video work. So basically, I see myself as an artist because I find it easy to express myself when I call myself an artist. I like doing multiple things I like combining a lot of things in one.
Yeah.
Sometimes nachukuanga photos that I do double exposure.
Mhm.
Sometimes I just want to write a poem. Sometimes I want to do this. Sometimes I want to do that.
Mhm.
So what I do with my free time a lot of the time is, I think you've seen my series on Through My Sister's Eyes.
Yes, I have seen your series.
Yeah. So since I went,
Portraits through your sister's
Yeah.
eyes. Uh-huh.
Yeah. So a year before I went to Somalia is when I discovered, wow,
Mm.
these little ones are growing really fast.
And these are your sisters,
Yeah.
like your blood sisters.
Yes, there are 12 of them.
You have 12 sisters.
Yes.
You live with them in Somalia?
Yes. No, here in
Here.
Kenya,
Oh, in
Nairobi.
Kenya. Okay.
Yeah.
They've
Never been to Somalia.
Like your number?
One.
You're number one. So you're the eldest of 11.
Yes,
12.
but we're 15.
You're 15.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Three boys and 12 girls.
Hey, that's a family, yeah?
Yeah. Say what you want to say.
That's a football team
Yeah, thank you.
plus a coach. That's a
Wawili.
Wawili. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. So you have 12. So then you content. There's 12 different people.
Yeah.
12 different personalities.
Yeah. So that's when my second last born sister was born in 2017,
Mhm.
and that was just a week before my graduation. So just sat down and asked myself, okay, you have photos of yourself as a young kid.
Yep.
I said no. My auntie decided to ban them when she went to Belgium.
Okay.
So I decided, these ones are growing up really fast.
Yep.
So can we start with this kiddo,
Mhm.
the second last one now?
Mhm.
And luckily she's the last sister we have, as in the
Yes.
last born.
She's the
No,
acting last
The last, no, we have a last born. It's a boy,
Okay.
but she's the last sister we have at the moment.
Yes.
Please.
Yes.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So yeah. So I started documenting
Uh-huh.
my sisters one by one. So every day after school, maybe during most days, I'll just tell them, "Chanwani Nywele, come out, express yourself," and I just take photos. And it got to a point where now it's become a norm. Every time I'm home,
Mhm.
even when I come back from Somalia,
Yeah.
like, Aniate, kwani uendelee na project?
Mhm.
So yeah, I will show up and I've been documenting them.
I'm glad
It's
that
roughly
you
5 years
involved
now.
them
No,
because they
6
look
years, yeah.
they look very
Invested in it, yeah?
yes, and then you can see they're enjoying it.
Yeah, definitely.
That's good.
Hmm?
And your brothers, do they play football?
My brothers are just my brothers. They live in their own world, I guess.
Mhm.
One was busy in high school,
Yeah.
then one was busy in primary. Another one is a little one.
Yeah.
So yeah, basically they are in between. Kuna distance between them, so everyone lives a whole lot of life out of the other one's life.
Yeah.
So everyone akona tu maisha yake kando. Because if we look at even the age difference between the first boy and the last boy, ni kama 2 years.
Oh,
There's
so
nothing
they
to talk
can't.
about.
Okay,
Yeah.
they can't talk about anything.
Even with my second born brother, with my second brother,
Mm-hmm.
they have an age gap, yeah,
Mm.
I think 7, 8, 9, 9. So yeah,
Okay.
they don't relate that much.
Mhm. Okay, and you used to play football.
Yeah, I did. I still do in a way.
You still do.
Yeah.
There was a time we were in Samburu before you left. You
Then you
remember?
wanna go there?
You remember the
Okay, I
Camel
remember.
Derby? And then I remember you know nilikupatia ball
Hmm?
and
There's
you're
a pepeta.
playing. Yeah, ulikuwa na pepeta ball and I'm like, wow. I was so embarrassed hata sikucheza. And you're like,
Yeah. That's why I told you I'm a jack of all trades.
yeah.
That's why I call myself an artist. I can't stick to one thing.
Yeah.
And I believe all of us can live different lives in one life.
Yeah.
We just don't allow ourselves to do that.
Okay.
Naelewa?
Yeah. For a fact, I know you're the best female footballer I have seen with my own eyes, and I know.
Gracias.
And you should okay, maybe try out for the Kenyan.
Kuna mchezo mingi. No, please.
Oh.
I am busy working in Somalia and trying to make a difference elsewhere.
Okay.
Yeah. No,
So-
nacheza tu, but yeah.
No, I
Maybe I
get
would, but some other time, not now.
So during your free time, apart from performing or doing art with your sisters,
Yeah.
what do you do for yourself? So in Somalia, what do you do for yourself? Do you go out and go to the beach or create content?
Yeah.
Do you hang out? Are there specific places you hang out and do things with other people? Do you have friends you hang out with?
Actually, it depends. The kind of work I do currently is so intense. So if I get free time, what I do is I usually go hang out with my colleagues. We go to the beach. Sometimes we go for coffee. Sometimes we just hang out within the compound. We have an area called Somali Corner.
Mm-hmm.
So we usually sit there, make banter, I guess, just laugh and try and feel normal in a setting where it's not that normal.
Yep.
Yeah, because it's already a tough life living within a camp setting.
So you have to stay within the camp.
Yes.
Can you walk out of the camp?
Yes, I can because I'm Somali, but I'm not given that much of leeway to talk because, like I said, the kind of work I do is intense. Most of the time, I find myself just in the camp. So what I do a lot of the time, you just interact with the majama in the compound.
Okay.
Mhm.
So, for example, for me, if I was to come and work in Somalia,
Mhm.
I'm not Somali.
Yeah.
But some people tell me that I blend in. I look like a Somali.
Oh yeah, you do.
I like a dark-skinned Somali guy.
Yeah.
But assuming I wasn't,
Mhm.
or I couldn't blend it because I don't even speak Somali.
No, you don't.
How would I navigate in there?
I think one thing I like about Somalis in Somalia is we're very accommodating. You see, so they understand that Brian is here to help out with maybe IT work or maybe as a photographer or a videographer. So they will do everything possible to make your life comfortable. If you need to go see town or maybe walk around town, you might not necessarily walk around town, but they can give you a car with secure transport, like a secure transport that you can actually just go around with. That's your way of seeing Mogadishu. For instance, a place like Mogadishu, that's your way of seeing Mogadishu through,
the car, the
Yeah.
window, the car.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
but not mostly walking. Walking
So
in
you
town.
can't
Even me,
walk.
yo, bro.
Uh.
No, man.
and why is that? Is it that
It's the unpredictability. You can't predict stuff.
okay?
You
So
know,
anything can happen
anytime.
Okay.
Mogadishu is nice and fun and all of that. Until and unless you've seen stuff.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah. Especially, I'm telling you that as a person who's living in town.
There and work there as well.
I still live there
Yeah.
and work there.
Okay. We say that it has the longest
Yeah.
coastline. Yeah.
Yeah, mainland.
Do you have and I was reading about Somalia, and at some point it was a really touristic place.
It wasn't. It still is, but not
Still
like
is, yeah, that's true. Not explored, but most foreign tourists really like their beach
Oh yeah.
because they have one of the best beaches in Africa.
Mm.
Can you recommend some that someone can,
Actually,
you've seen a Rhino?
yeah.
Huh?
Yes. If I was actually to recommend a place ever in my life, and I know you can actually go to, I'd make an itinerary for you. You live here, and your ticket is for Nairobi to a place called Garowe. It's in the northern part of Somalia.
Garowe.
Yes.
Okay.
Garowe is in Puntland State. You can just Google and see it. Besides that, no, nilikuwa nasema nini?
Your an
In
itinerary.
in Puntland State, right?
Mhm.
When you get to Garowe, make sure you have lunch at a restaurant, and I'd make sure you have mchele na boiled goat meat
Yeah.
na supu kando, kiwa kwanza na lime. Na chai saa saba, strong tea.
Yeah.
Na iko na sukari, you'd not even believe it. You see? Because what happens is, because they first of all have to drop the guys in Mogadishu. So if you take a plane from here, not mostly will you find a plane going from here directly to Garowe. So what happens is, they drop guys in Mogadishu, pick other guys from Mogadishu who are heading to Garowe.
Okay.
So by the time you get to Garowe, what time is it? Around 11? That's why I told you. By 12, tufike, niombe, ukule lunch, and then we set off to a place called Ale. Ale is the love of my life, man. That place is a small town.
Is it close to Garowe?
Yes, it's 250. No, it's not close, but it's 250 kilometers from
Okay.
Garowe.
It's 2 hours, 3 hours drive.
No, the roads are bad.
Oh, okay.
Terrible.
So
Horrible.
4 hours drive. Okay.
Kitu kama 4 to 5 hours. You pass through a desert called Nugal Desert. There, snakes are thirsty, tunachanga bottles of water kwa barabara.
Because of that, snakes wakunywa maji.
That's how dry it is. And then because a lot of deforestation may happen in the northern part of Somalia. You find that most of the places ukipita hivi hata afadhali hapa kuna like this to grass. Huko ni
it's
like
completely
flat land.
Right. Ile tu ni mchanga tu.
Like it's dry, flat. Na rocks. So now we get to Ale. Ale, I let you stay for the evening because kuna joto na pia kuadapt na hiyo environment pia takes time. So I'd let you be for the evening.
Yeah.
And then we wake up the next day. The place is hilly, it looks like Arizona. Never been to. But the hills, it looks
desert-like.
Yeah. Inakaa some town in Saudi Arabia, those countries in Morocco, Zinuku, Middle East, or northern parts of Africa.
Yeah.
So beautiful.
Sahara Desert.
Iko na hiyo vibe. The only problem I have with Ale is that people don't eat fish from the sea.
Why?
They prefer to eat goat meat and camel meat. Because they're nomads. The place looks ancient, vizuri. There's a lot of history to learn from, as in to explore historical sites. Now people, and Ale used to be, once upon a time it was called the Pirates Hub.
Yeah. Because pirates used to live there.
No, that's where people hijacked ships, but I don't have sentiments on that. But
that's a whole different story.
I won't talk about it.
So Ale is a desert-like area, but has like a really good beach.
In coastline.
But it doesn't have a lot of people who live there.
Oh no, the population is less than 1,000.
Are there hotels?
Just two small places where people can rent if you come for the weekend.
Like an Airbnb?
No. Really?
Before I asked, when I said Airbnb, then why am I saying Airbnb? But okay. So you'd recommend. So when you're living here, are there scheduled flights to Mogadishu like every single day?
Every day. Man, people fly to Mogadishu every day. Mnajiuliza, hawa Somali wote wanaenda Mogadishu watu hufanya nini huko wakienda wakirudi.
So mimi naweza amka tu niende Mogadishu?
Yeah, definitely, man. You just book.
Do I need a visa?
Yes, you do on arrival. But nowadays you have to apply online before they approve it. You apply online, they have to approve it, and then now when you come on ground, you just pay on arrival.
Do people who go there? I'm sure most people use business
And work.
But would I get like a tourist visa?
Yes, you can.
Would
Tourist visa is usually 30 days. Everyone gets a tourist visa. Now, if you want to come for work, is when you get like a year or 6 months. But everyone comes in with a 30-day tourist visa.
Yeah.
Most people. Yeah. For Somalis, it's allowed.
Yeah.
But foreigners, you have to have a reason as to why you want to stay more than 30 days, I guess.
Okay. Yeah. Interesting. Consider trying another.
Yeah. But it's too far. I feel like I want to be on top of the car.
It's hiding in the tall grass. Nairobi National Park has a good population of rhinos.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But these are not the ones who are white.
I think this inaka white. I think it's a white.
You're gonna go extinct.
So currently, the one that is almost going extinct, the white, but the northern subspecies.
So this one might not be the northern one?
No, this is the southern. The northern, there are only two in the world, and as they call Olpajeta. So this is the southern.
Oh, what's Olpajeta with you, I guess? No, we didn't. We did.
We did, yeah, we did. We did, yeah.
Goodness, we've lived our life.
Yeah, we did.
Short time.
Yeah. So this is the southern. So what they're trying to do, they're trying to because they harvested sperms from the male northern that died. So right now there are only two females, and they've also harvested ovums from the two females, and they want to put the embryo of both of them into a southern so that she can carry the pregnancy, because she's the closest to that. Yeah. And then hopefully save it from extinction. I don't know if it will work. I mean, they've had some success with creating the embryo, but I'm not sure that I hope they will. They'll be able to impregnate a southern and hopefully have it work and save it from extinction.
Well, let's see. Let's see how it goes, I guess.
Yeah, but that's the cost of poaching and
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's what you get from it.
Definitely. This is the GR, right?
Yes.
Passes through the park.
It passes through the park.
How is it for like the wildlife?
I mean, right now they're already used to it, but obviously it was very disruptive when they were making it. But right now I think
adapt, right?
Yeah, right now they've adapted to it. It sucks that it had to go through the park, but now you may already go through it. I guess for wildlife they don't really care now.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes. So okay, that's your itinerary.
Oh my God, yes. Ale. LED.
Ale.
And the funny part is, no one goes to the beach. No one, absolutely nobody, nada.
Is it because
nothing is seen at the
people from Somalia don't like swimming? They don't like having
people are just not interested in the ocean or the so beautiful, but no one is interested. I could go there on a Friday afternoon, find nobody.
Yeah.
Thursday, same. Maybe people who come from Garowe town. The only ones you'll find around the beach. And when they come, do some Instagram stories and whatever, and halas.
That's it. So those guys who do, are they foreigners?
No. Probably you'll find that either, they're just locals or some diaspora. There's a booming comeback of diasporas in Somalia.
Yeah.
Wako hivi ni wengi. Hizi unajipata umeadapt to the UK accent, kesho kuna American accent, kwa sababu umekaa na watu. Ni wa Somali kama wewe, but and coming back, I guess.
Do you have let's talk about the culture, the pop culture in Somalia, music. Can you recommend?
No, please. I only know Sharma Boy. I can't even sing his song.
No, you don't have to sing. But like, is it like a big thing there?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it is. We used to have very old traditional songs called Karami. Good for road trips, by the way. We usually put them on when we are going for trips between Garowe to Ale. They're called Karami. They're traditional.
Yeah.
You should go check them out. You'll see.
The only artist I think I know is the one who did the World Cup song, Waving Flag.
Oh, okay, now.
Yeah, Kenan, yeah.
Actually did a collab with Sharma Boy.
Ah.
Yeah, Somali, Bale. Meaning, Somalia belongs to Somali.
What about TV? What is the typical thing to watch in Somalia?
Currently the two cable TVs are Stan. No, it's only a Stan actually that I know about, but they're like two of them. So recently there've been filmmakers coming back into the country, and with Astan Media, they have shot the first series. It's called what? There's a series around the youth they've shot recently. You should check it out on YouTube. Let me just check.
Oh, it's on YouTube.
Yeah, it is Somalia. Somalia. It's called Arday. Arday means student.
Arday.
Yeah. They've shot the first. It's the first. No, is it called episode? No, it's not an episode. They've shot the first series. Sequence. Yeah, season. Yeah, thank you. The first season. So they're working on the second one. So it's called Arday, and it's actually influencing a lot of the kids in town, especially Mogadishu.
Yeah.
Because everyone is talking about it.
sida aad la socotaan maanta shil yar ayaa ka dhacay iskuulka
قرحة قفت سلوات ما اسكديت أنا حرية من جد مياه محا أنت حركته هذا حبس كجرتي ذا سلمك واحد ومنكم حيلايهن عذر ولدهم إلهي أثرنا وحنين.
You know, the thing about Somalis, you can't say there are many different types of Somalis. There are guys who've grown up locally.
Yeah.
Was a local. Somalis were Somalia. And then you find there's a big population by way of youth who are coming back from Saudi Arabia, UAE, Qatar.
Coming back after they immigrated there.
Yeah, well, the parents are the ones who actually migrated there. Them, they were born there and raised there. So they're coming back.
They're coming back home.
Yes.
Okay.
And you find that the new wengi sana, especially from Middle East. Watoto wengi sana. In fact, what are they called nowadays? They have a nickname for guys from the Middle East. They've been nicknamed.
Okay.
I don't remember it, but I don't even want to say it because in a sounding vibaya.
It's like a slur.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And you find that Somali wa Kenya ni wengi huko. You find diaspora pia ni wengi. So when you look at that series called Arday, it gives you a very wide scope of what a Somali student would look like in any part of the world, not necessarily Mogadishu. That's what a lot of people are mistaking the series for. People think that the filmmaker was trying to depict the Somali of this whole time a civil war, but this person is actually depicting, or the filmmaker rather, or the people who came up with the film are actually depicting Somalia from different points of view.
Yeah.
Somalis in different settings, but in that one setting, but people from different places. Sijui kuiweka venye nafaa kuwekwa, but I mean like a whole lot of Somalis, but in one series.
Yeah.
Showing this is how a Somali student would look like anywhere in the world. If they were to depict Somali students in any part of the world, this is how they would be.
This is how they would
looking
do
like
it.
in high school.
Yeah.
None.
Yeah.
And they address the issue of drugs. They address the issue of
is it a big
pressure.
problem? Somali
Oh,
drugs.
it is.
Oh,
It
okay.
is. And the fact that for a long time the borders have not been manned for purposes of checking drugs na nini. They've been coming in kwa wingi.
Yeah.
And it's also because of the influence of diaspora in a way. Yeah.
Wow.
And anyway, children will find it a very easy way to cope with whatever is happening in the country sometimes.
That female
People want to live a normal life even in Somalia. Unfortunately, people don't think we do want to live a normal life, but imagine people do want to live a normal life. People do want to feel like
normal like everyone else.
Yeah, they want to be like every other. Like for instance, the youth, they want to be like every other youth anywhere in the world. Because right now, remember, we are open to internet.
Yeah. Even internet access in Somalia is there, because I see you posting every other day. Internet access.
Yeah.
It's
please, we have better internet than anyone anywhere in East Africa. That I can promise you. Oh, please, yes.
That's
Tuko na 4G.
Mko 4G.
4G.
Si tuko na 5G.
Sasa si tuko nayo.
Okay.
5G inakaaje?
Tuko na 5G.
Tuko nayo.
Honestly, I can't tell the difference.
Exactly.
I
That's
can't.
the thing. The difference is actually your speed through at which it works.
Yeah. Okay. That's series. Is it translated to English?
Yes. There's captions. I think. Unekanga subtitles. Sorry. Captions. Yeah. And it's on YouTube, by the way. Let's go Google Arday.
Arday.
Arday. Arday. Arday meaning Arday. Student. Is student.
Oh, it means student. Okay. What about food? What kind of food is very prominent? If you go to Somalia, kama venye huku ni ugali na nyama.
Pasta. Birisi pasta. Birisi pasta basically is mchele, spaghetti, nyama. Ujaenda Kilimanjaro?
Nimeenda Kilimanjaro hii hata hao.
Kilimanjaro kesho ama kesho.
Sawa.
So we usually do what? Kama sahi, a typical plate ya Somali ukiangalia. One of my favorite dishes ni weke mchele, roasted goat meat, na nini, a side of maybe veggies, alafu na in a Somali household, it's an offense. Unasikia ni offense kukula chakula bila mostly banana.
Yes, I read that somewhere. Like every meal lazima kula na banana.
It's an offense.
So we picked it from, because Kenya ni pilau. Ndio watu wamezoea kula na ndizi. So we picked it from Somalia. Oh, that's good.
It's Somalis actually anywhere in the world. Even if you go to London, Minneapolis, anywhere you find Somalis, chakula lazima ikuwe na mostly banana.
Banana, ndizi.
Yeah.
And kwa influence, I also read that jina Madagascar ilitoka from Mogadishu. Like it was a Somali thing. So the guy who named Madagascar alikuwa anakuja Mogadishu, but then akafika huko and then
akaulizwa where are you from, akasema Madagascar. No,
and then sijui then ikakuwa ni hivyo, so ikakuwa that island is now called Madagascar. That's what I read.
Mogadishu Madagascar. Mogadishu Madagascar haisikia kina.
Talk about food. What about clothing? Right? Is it purely an Arabic influence? Ama kuna venye mtu anaweza vaa?
First of all, the current Somalia is very conservative. Okay. There's the Somalia before the war, where women used to wear guntina wala.
What's that?
It's just a piece of cloth. Ni moja. No, actually ni mbili. So kuna moja yenye una wrap hivi hadi chini, alafu kuna yenye inaongezeka. And then women would just walk with their afros. That was before the war.
Yeah.
Guntino. I think it's called Guntino. Yeah. We pronounced it well. But now, after the Civil War, it's very conservative that when you're in town, you can only wear hijab, like hijab, jilbab, not hijab. This is scarf. Jilbab is the one
All the way, like one clothing all the way to your toes.
No, not necessarily, but hijab is the big one.
Okay.
Unavaa juu. And then maybe ndani umevaa dress.
Okay.
And nowadays, in places like Mogadishu, you'll find girls wearing at least
scarf. But you have to have your hair.
Yeah, but I wouldn't recommend. I've never worn a scarf within town.
Okay.
I'd never do it. For your own security and your own, way of respecting culture and being safe as well. I want to for you just appropriately.
And what about for men?
Men are freestyle, and men wear the way they want. Kamis is the kanzu ni pop. I mean, men wear kanzu, and then there's ma'awis in the evening.
Yeah.
When you're going for evening strolls as a man,
just
wear a t-shirt. Nafunga ma'awis, lakini ma'awis is mostly recommended if you're indoors. Square kutoka nani. Maybe ufike nao most. Ikizidi.
Yeah.
Ni kama dera huwezi tembea kwetu. Somalian, as a Somali woman. Dera is not a clothing you go out with. It's so light.
It's not
something,
your body.
Yeah. It's not something that's recommended to go out with. Kitu ya kukaa nao ndani
ya. Do you have like public holidays that people really like? Apart from the religious ones, do you have like events that people enjoy meeting and doing things together, like
Somali Independence Day?
Okay.
Yeah, it's usually 26th of July. No, June, 26th of June. It depends on which region you come from. So for Somaliland, it's 18th May. For Somalia, it's 26th of June. And then both came together on 1st of July. Somalia and Somaliland.
So there are three. So there's
Somaliland
kivyake.
Somaliland does theirs kivyao on 18th May. Then kuna yenye hufanywa na the wider Somali population in Somalia.
Yeah, in 26th June.
And then the federal government yenyewe ili come together. The federal government of Somalia came together. Yani Somaliland na Somalia united
1st July.
1st of July. 1963 or 2?
And people
61, yeah, sorry.
People genuinely appreciate those days. And
yeah, they do. Oh my God, patriotism. That's when you know Somali is Somali. Puff Somali is Puff Somali. And Somali is Somali. That's how you know it. So patriotic about their country.
Yeah. I don't know if we should talk about this, but the dark side of Somalia. I know.
What's the dark side of Somalia?
I know because of the civil war.
Yeah.
There has been unrest in various parts of Somalia that has affected so many people, not just them, even Kenyans. Do you think? Let me phrase this question the way you can answer it. With the dark side of Somalia, do you ever think that it will go back to what it was?
I think that's the mistake people make. Sorry to say. You see, like how, for instance, you're born in a rich family.
Okay.
So, umezaliwa mtu money, and suddenly
I have not, but I get what you're saying.
No.
Okay.
Brian, for example.
Yeah, I know.
For example.
I know.
Por favor.
I know.
So it's like being born in a rich family or a wealthy family.
Yeah.
You know, at some point in your life, things went whoop, right? And then now you've tasted what poverty looks like.
Yeah.
Now, when you get out of that, you come out with lessons learned. And I don't think you go back to past when you have it for. Yeah.
So you adapt with what you have and how you are, and maybe make it better. Okay.
Or a new Somalia of your own. I think the youth that are there right now.
Yeah. The youth that are there, the ones that came from Saudi and came back to their country, and also the ones who have been born there. Do you feel like
even the diaspora, by the way? When I talk about Somalis coming back, it's from all over the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think that they are all motivated to
better Somalia,
to have it better and also change it and be welcoming?
Oh yes. Well, I don't know about the welcoming part, but we have to first of all work on ourselves.
Oh, that's true. Okay.
For us to welcome anyone else, no offense, but we have to work on integrating
our own self.
Yes. and working on bettering ourselves first. Then we can think about telling Brian to come to our country.
Waswahili wanasemanga fagia kwako.
Yeah, please. Na umop na duster. Brian anaingia na viatu afterwards
akitaka. Okay. So currently, the government of Somalia, right? It's running, it's functional. So the hierarchy, how is it? Is it like Kenya? President, vice president? How does
Somalia
it
is complex because and I really like how it functions as a country in its own way, because I think many countries allow the West to influence how they want to govern their country, right?
Yeah.
So what happens in Somalia, the legitimate president voted in by the parliament. There's the office, there's a prime minister and a deputy prime minister appointed by the president. But also we have 5 different states within the country.
What we call counties.
Yes, but sisi tunaita states respectfully.
Okay.
So there's Banadid, where Mogadishu is.
Is it the biggest?
No, it's the smallest actually. Mogadishu is a very small place if you compare it to the rest of the country. So there's Banadid, and then there is southwest, which is called Konfur Galbed. There's Puntland, where I was telling you about Gadwe. It's in the north. So Konfur Galbed is in the south. There's Jubaland, where the border between Kenya and Somalia, Kismayo. Jubaland. When you hear Jubaland, it's that area. So there's Jubaland state. There's southwest state. There's Banadir. There's Hirshabelle, and there's Galmudug. That is just within Somalia. And then now there's Somaliland. Yeah.
Okay. So the politics of Somalia, do people vote? Like,
it's not a one man, one vote kind of thing.
Okay.
What happens is the parliament,
the members of parliament?
Yeah, members of parliament voting
in the president.
Yes.
So them, they are voted by people?
No. They are selected by clans.
Okay.
It's done from a clan perspective. Huko chini, mnamalizana alafu mnasema tunataka MP wa Southwest akwe hapa. Tunataka MP wa nani akwe huyu. Tunataka huyu akwe huyu. Hivyo, like you guys go discuss within your clan who you want to represent you in a certain district.
Okay. For how many years?
For a period of 5 years. 4 years, 4 years.
So the MPs are selected by the clan. So the clan is based on
traditional elders, people who decide, like ni traditional elders mostly.
So wale watu wa mtaani, wazee wa mtaani, hao ndio wana decide huyu ni MP wetu go represent us. And then huyu MP nao anakuungana na wengine wanasema.
And also the very influential people within your community.
Okay.
Within the district you come from. But we definitely want to get to a point where there's one man, one vote. I think Somalis have a right now, going forward, to be in a position where they can vote in who they want, and not having presidents based on we want this clan to rule, or we want this tribe to, take charge for the next 4 years, because that disadvantages the other clan.
Yeah.
People from other communities, minority groups.
That's true.
You see, because that means kina Brian watafikiwa lini. So if we don't have the one man, one vote rule,
then
the youth of this country, the youth of Somalia rather, would never get a chance to actually experience what one man, one vote is. But at the moment, what they have works for them.
Okay.
And it's them to decide whether one man, one vote works
for them. That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. The
we
clans. Yeah. The clans. Can if I'm from one clan, can I marry someone who's from a different clan?
Yeah. Well, it depends how powerful your clan is.
So
because what happens sometimes is if you're from a minority and I'm from a
major
powerful clan, my parents can say no.
So it gets to a point where
sometimes it does.
It does, okay.
Clan can especially Kitambo. Nowadays, people try to get to a place where level-headedness equal, but it's still there, imagine.
But that is the only way that then could reduce that tension of clanism.
Yeah, kweli.
if we intermarry or we have relations or friends or work with
Mm.
people from different clans.
Plans, yeah. But there's not much we can do about that for now. But the only people who can change that is the youth who are there right now.
Yeah.
Tuseme umetoka from clan A, which is a minority, and then I come from clan B, which is powerful because that's when the power dynamics comes in. Nikiolewa kwenu, that means I'll now belong to a minority, right?
Yeah.
My kids rather will belong to a minority group.
Yeah, that's true.
You see, so I think it's high time we get over that kind of thinking. I guess.
Mhm.
Kitu kama hiyo.
As you say, the youth currently are the ones who will change
Yes.
or will improve Somalia to a
Yes.
whole new
Yes.
thing
And that is if they decide.
to do it.
Yeah.
Currently, are there like influencers or creators that you would recommend guys to check out or learn more about Somalia, apart from you, obviously, that you recommend?
Yeah, definitely. There's a good friend of mine called Mukhtar Noor. We've been colleagues before. A very influential person in Somalia, and especially in promoting Somalia in terms of tourism, in terms of this way of life, especially if you're diaspora and coming back. It's a nice guy to check out. His Instagram is Mukhtar Noor, official Mukhtar Noor. He's known, by the way, widely by Somalis. Maybe to any other audience, not that known, but to Somalis he's widely known.
Yeah.
Mohammed Cyprint is called Abdurrahman, but that is Instagram name. Cyprint is Mamaduro. His real name is Mohammaduro. Oh, he's called Mohammed Umar. Is it Mahmoud Umar? But yeah, it's Mamadou Omar. It can't see, but I will definitely.
You'll text me and then
I'll
put it
I'll
on.
give you name.
Yeah.
Youth actually in Somalia are currently doing a very great job. There's an exhibition that was done recently. It's called Hoi. Hoi in Somalia means like Hoi is home.
Yeah.
Home. Basically, a Hoi is a house, but if you describe it in detail, ni kama nyumbani. Home. You see? Yeah. So it was introduced by these guys who are called who's this guy? Very good friend of mine. His name is Itinerary.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's the one I think he's the founder, and then they come up with a very big portfolio. Wameleta together artists of every kind. Kama ni painters, kama ni drawing artists, kama ni photographers, kama ni videographers, kama unafanya multi visual, anything visual.
Yeah.
So they did a very big successful exhibition recently. And I think I like it. I just like how the youth currently are like, hatutangoja tuambiwe ama hatutangoja tufanyiwe, wacha sisi tufanyie, and then mkiona mnaweza kuja msupport. You know? Yeah. So I like the initiative youth are taking, and especially around art.
Yeah.
Because for a long time hakuna mtu amekuwa kushughulika na art in Somalia. Art, education, nini. People are coming back. People like Fardee are coming back with their expertise. Una train, una mentor. Kama wewe ni curator kutoka Italy, like Itinerary is a curator back at home in Italy. So when he came here, he just brought together the artists and like, yo, bring your works, and why not come up with an exhibition? I know how to curate stuff.
Yeah.
I can easily make, a good successful exhibition for you guys.
Yeah.
It's about ni kama Brian Tukuja, you're an expert in this, software finding, and then me, I'm an expert in this, and then Abdi is an expert in that, Fatuma is an expert in that. Then we come together and you're like, okay, let's come up with something, let's do something. And imagine it's just an online initiative.
Yeah.
And then they did an actual exhibition at the National Museum, the Somali National Museum, the theater.
In Mogadishu.
People are doing exhibitions in Mogadishu.
Yeah.
And it's actually an amazing thing to see. Actually something that I've been looking forward to the last 5 years in Morocco. We did the first exhibition with another group, another foundation.
Yeah.
It was a success. Yeah.
Interesting. What about sports? I know
Football.
Somalia is never really in. Doesn't play in the African.
We played under 17.
The
cup.
African Cup. Oh, okay. You played under 17. But I know Somali boys are like one of the best in terms of football. Even in school, in high school, they were really good. Like kuna venye tu wanakuanga wameshika mpira. And even you yourself, whether you're not Somali, whether you're not Somali, but like
Your sister.
how is it in Somalia in terms of sports? Is it well?
Football is actually one of the main sports the government has invested in. Organizations have invested in.
Yeah.
The stadium was actually reopened in 2019. It has a long history.
Yeah.
Al-Shabaab actually took over the stadium.
What does that mean?
In 2006, they took over the place. And they used it as a base for a long time until it was AMISOM then, which is ATMIS now.
Can see on streets there.
Alright. So far. AMISOM then liberated it from the Shabab. Liberated from Shabab.
The AMISOM is the Kenyan.
No, AMISOM is Africa Union Mission in Somalia, which is now Africa Transition Mission in Somalia. It's the AU mission in Somalia that is and wasn't still helping with stabilizing the country. AMISOM and ATMIS now are helping the Somali security forces to stabilize the country and as well as take over security responsibility.
So that's like the army of different African countries.
Yes, there's two contributing countries are the army, are the military component, comprises of Kenya, Djibouti, Ethiopia, Uganda, and Burundi.
Okay.
And then the police contributing countries, Kenya included, of course, Kenya, Nigeria, Sierra Leone, Ghana, and Uganda. So AMISOM was until recently in last year has been in the country for 15 years, trying to liberate several areas that were under Shabab because the country is stable and the country is coming to a place where there kuna normalcy na kuna some level of stability. Very good by the progress that the country has made since AMISOM went into the country. AMA got into the country has been tremendous. Sasa tuko under ATMIS. Now it's called Africa Transition Mission in Somalia. And they're helping the Somali security forces now take over the security responsibility ya nchi.
So 7 years. How many more years are you going to be there?
I've been there for Brian 5 years.
You'll be there for
5 years.
You'll be there for 5 years.
Yeah.
So are you still going? Do you want to?
Oh, definitely.
To continue living there? Definitely.
I've seen Somalia progress in terms of security, in terms of way of life, in terms of. I am Somali, and I would really love to see Somalia become better.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I would want to be part of that.
Part of that. Okay.
And part of that rebuilding process.
I always say that I want to visit. I keep saying that,
but I definitely want to take you to Garowe and you go all the way to
Ayo.
Yeah. That I can. It's easy because not much security clearance is required, I guess.
Yeah.
I'll just have to hire a security personnel to go around because it's a condition. If you go to any part of Somalia, if a foreigner, you should be given a security escort.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you.
Yes.
Like the conversation you had with your dad to move to Somalia. Like was it no, okay, I can see what
there was no bargaining. I just came to him and I told him, dude, the EPC, recommended salary. Nimemaliza shule last year na hakuna mtu atainipea hii pesa hata as an executive mahali sana.
Yeah.
I'm going. We're not debating about it. And for him, actually, he said yes, immediately.
He was very stoked about it.
Yes. because he was like, you're going back to your people, Somalia,
Yeah.
Somalia Tahai.
Mm.
So, you know, these are your people. Just go back and be like, you're in Mandera or you're in Wajir or you're in Garissa. Just look at it like that.
Because I know,
Look at that.
I remember the conversation that we used to have back then. He was a very protective dad. Like ni mtu mwenye anataka kujua everything you're doing. Hata tukiwa job, you have to tell him tumefanya nini.
So he had to relax because he knew very well that I'll be in safe hands because I'll be among my people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
And your mom?
My mom did not.
My
dad says yes. Yeah, you know. It's okay.
Do they come to visit you?
Who visits who? No one visits no one. I'm there for work. They know I'm there specifically for work.
Yeah.
And they know that I also live there, but yeah.
What's the difference between the northern and the southern side?
Southern side is
in terms of how people are, how culture is, how everyone is.
Every region. That's why I usually say I love Somalis in Somalia. Because every region you go to, you learn something different. You see people having a certain way of life.
Yeah.
In fact, people say, I see how your accent looks like and the way you behave. See, you're from Jubaland, or see, you're from Baidoa, the southwest area, or you're from Hargeisa, right? Yeah. People know each other by the different. We're one people, but kila msee akona tu culture yake within that wide, vast name of we're all Somalis.
Yeah.
Unaweza jua tu uni Abargidhir, unajua uni Abgal, unajua uni nani, yani those are different clans. They can just know people by the way they behave and the way they carry themselves, I guess, other than accents.
And what about, unaona kama venye tunasemanga watu wa Nairobi wanakuwa na haraka wako na hii, lakini Mombasa wametulia. Do you have that thing there? Like southern people are like this.
Si tunaongeanga about
misconceptions. Temper. So who are the most hot?
The Somali. All of us are quick to temper. Don't ask me. Aber. What's a misconception you have about Somali? That's the first question.
Personally, obviously, one is the because of war and them not being able to interact with foreigners or people from other countries or regions very oftenly, that they, and maybe I know I'm wrong.
No, just say
that they not that friendly. They are skeptical about people coming to see their country. Like, why are you here? Type of thing.
Okay, that's the misconception. In a way, maybe it's because of the civil war again.
Yes.
We are not yet, sisi wenyewe hatuja find a way of kunani within ourselves.
Yeah.
We have not found a way of.
We've just spotted a family of
the family.
Ostriches, yeah. The black ones are the males and then the grey ones are the females.
Hey, mommy. Give us a. Nice.
Yeah.
And it's so quiet in a good way. God of mercy, I'm not used to quiet.
Yeah, you forget you're in Nairobi.
Yeah. Even that, Nairobi is also quiet. Trust me. If you've been to Mogadishu, Nairobi is quiet.
It's quiet, huh?
There's a time I almost asked myself, why is it so quiet? Especially when I was very new to Somalia. Alafu nikarudingi huku. Sasa, man.
So usually game drives, the best time to have a game drive is usually in the morning or in the evening.
Evening ya saa ngapi?
Evening 3, maybe 4 to 6.
Okay.
Yeah, when it's hot during the day.
Yeah, wanyama upotea.
Wanapotea wanajificha. They come out in the evening and in the morning. So you're talking about the
misconception.
Yeah.
There are a lot, I guess. But the most common one is we don't like peace. We like problems.
Yes. And that's a misconception, right?
Yeah, it is. Also, the other thing is venye mnasemanga hatupendi kuinteract na watu wengine.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm the most friendly person in me. No, not really on a good day yet. No, on a bad day nitakufa. Beba. Beba wewe.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. That's the other thing that tunapenda kukua in groups, but I guess if you've met Somalis nowadays, especially hapa Nairobi, people are more open to interacting with more kina Brian, I guess. Ama?
Yeah.
So yeah, watu hupenda kusema tunapenda kutembea in cliques.
Yeah.
That we don't allow non-Somalis to be in our space. Yes, for lack of a better word.
Okay.
Yeah, I think those are the two major ones.
Yeah.
Kupenda vita na confine into our own spaces. Yeah. And the whole thing around, we are very rich, all of us are rich. This community one.
It's community effort. So, and that's a good thing. Ni ile inatangwa
Ujamaa.
Umoja ni nguvu.
Utengano ni
udhaifu.
Yeah. Nice.
And that's something that I do believe that if tribes in Kenya had, would be so far. Because community na nyinyi mkiwa pamoja, kila kitu by the teamwork with Somalis is so good that inafanya pia wakwe.
Take an example, leo you lose your job, right? You're home. People can just say, okay, it's been long. It may take maybe 7-8 months. They just approach you and ask you, what would you love to do then? Now that inakuwa ngumu kupata kazi.
They looking up, so they better. There must be a lot.
Yeah. Unaona hata venye wako rada. Hapana, actually wamezuba. It's so interesting that the people who actually want to come for game drives are people who are not Kenyan.
Yeah.
Do you think more Kenyans are now open to coming for game drive?
Yes.
Especially weekend.
Yes, because since COVID happened,
hakuna activity.
Well, activities ziko, but what happened was during that time, you know, there was cessation of movement. You couldn't go to another county, you had to be within Nairobi. And then restaurants and clubs were closed. So the only places that people could have done anything would be the open door spaces, which is now Nairobi National Park. And so most people kind of brought their kids here. Ile tu umeshinda kwa hao every other day.
Kila mtu amechoka, ameboeka.
Yeah, and then that's when guys came and they discovered this place, and since then wamekuwa kikuja. Like an orphanage inapatanga wageni wengi because of schools.
Yeah, true.
And things like that. And then Nairobi National Park, people who just want to drive themselves.
Zebra. Girls are hits, man.
Zebra crossing.
Zebras are closing. Cariños, ¿qué tal? ¿Qué pasa? That is nice. It was such a beat.
Yeah. Wamezoea magari.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can see how potay.
And do you think ina disrupt sana wildlife hii mambo ya magari kuwa kwa National Park?
Yes and no. Yes, because obviously pollution. Yeah, pollution. You can see a jackal there. Too.
Oh yeah.
Because of pollution, air pollution, the engines, all that. You're burning the fumes, your footer. Noise pollution.
That's the one I was thinking about the most, the noise.
So there was a plan by 2030 to have all. I don't know if KWS and also the ministry will implement it, but there was a plan to make sure that by 2030 all tour vans to be electric. So if it's possible to convert them, yeah, but then they have to get like a really good electric guy manufacturer who can affordably convert hizi magari zote.
So nani? Because wezi ambia watu watupe gari zenye wako nazo alafu wakuje na zenyewe.
Yeah. And then pia from a environmental point of view and also from an expense point of view, the capital cost is quite expensive. But if you can find a way to charge like what they're doing in Embo River in Masai Mara, you charge Embo River. It's a camp in Masai Mara. They have the electric tour vans. They charge them. Yeah, they charge them every morning. Na wanatumia solar. So the whole place is powered by solar. So they don't have any cost ya mafuta. Hawana cost. Ile time kulikuwa na shida mafuta last year.
Yeah.
Unajua most tour vans hazikuwa zinaenda safari because geni iko katikati alafu mafuta ishe, then what happens? No. So them they were running because wanatumia electricity. And even then they're not paying Kenya power. Yeah. It's very natural. It's powering even the whole camp. So the initial cost is very
expensive. Masai Mara is more of an arid area. So kuna supply ya jua vizuri.
Yeah.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah. Sometimes it rains, but pia kuna jua, kuna enough solar to fully run the place.
Wako na backup lakini of course.
I think they do. They probably do.
Yeah, they should.
They should. Maybe like a generator or something. Yeah. So having an electric car would be good for the environment, for wildlife, and also for you as the
investor.
Consumer.
Oh, consumer.
Yeah, because if as a guest, if I know nikikuja kuona wanyama bado siachi place vibaya, then I feel good about it.
True. You travel vast with us. I envy you, man.
No, but I also envy you because like working in a different country and knowing you're making a difference, and not everyone can do it. Unajua?
Very, very.
Ni kama venye unaweza siwafuta, lakini mimi nikajua najua kubox. Not everyone can box.
That's true.
Yeah. So it was here. Ama maybe it was a rhino.
Maybe it is a rhino. I don't think it's a lion.
I have seen them.
Lion?
Yeah. So
Leone. Umeona Leone?
you can see them here. Wameketi.
Oh yeah.
Wawili. You can see them?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Where are you kids? There you go.
It's a bit far, but
yeah.
Wanaitwa kichwa.
Kichwa zingi.
Because it's usually hiyo ndio unaonanga. Unaona vile amelala, unaona kichwa.
Oh, so wanaitwa kichwa.
Wanaitwa kichwa. Umeona kichwa is on the radio.
Oh, they're called kichwa. It's a cool.
Kuna kichwa hapa chini, kuna kichwa hapa.
Okay.
Yeah. Which is your favorite animal?
Wildlife.
Yeah.
Imagine tiger. And snakes. I like to explore different kinds of snakes that are existing. Is that not weird?
I mean, is
that not weird?
It's not weird.
I
mean, it's not weird because then I can see it. But then
imagine, I don't know why. You watch Nat Geo Mob Sana, I guess. And also elephant.
Okay. Let's first go back to the snakes thing. So what do? Do you like go and look for snakes? Am I in that?
No, I just like watching stuff to do with snakes. I actually need to go and visit Snake Park.
Yeah.
One of these days.
Yeah.
Because I think, please, nitoe tu kwa nyumba niende. Because like I've been seeing a lot of that online. So I just watch different types. Because I think we demonize them a lot.
Yeah.
Tunawafanyanga wakae evil, you know, associate it with a lot of evil.
Evil, yeah. And witchcraft.
But snakes are not gentle, but they like being where they are and they don't like being disturbed.
And they hate humans, honestly.
Yes.
Ndio nyoka ikuume most likely.
Umeichokoza.
Ama imeshtuka, you're in its own.
You're in his space actually.
Yeah.
And most likely you know that unatembea mali wako because ukiambiwa avoid this road because nyoka zupita hapa, mbona unapita? You know?
Yeah.
So I think that's why I like that they mind their business, and when you get into their business, oh my, They will show you what we can do. We can be lethal.
Yeah.
And you might not actually survive from that. So I don't know why, but I usually just like watching a lot of snake stuff. Yeah.
Interesting. Is it because maybe there's something within you where you like chasing things that are not really accepted by people? So you're trying to understand. Mbona watu wapendi manyoka? So then you end up loving it and therapy.
No, Brian.
Therapy. Nakufanyia therapy.
No. 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 Maybe that's what I see in other people.
Yeah, you're drawn to
Including animals, I guess.
you're drawn to things that are not typically seen as
Like when you're alone, nasikia, hey, Brian, kwa hiyo ofisi ni hectic. So I really want to understand what is it about brand that people find it.
exactly.
Is it because they don't want to understand that brand functions like this and they want him to function? So that I think that's what I see in snakes.
Yeah.
And maybe in another way, humans as well. Now I just saw a plane. I'm like, I live in the airport area in Mogadishu.
Yes, I remember I saw a video of you showing
Me
us
and the
the
dudes
airport
I
shots,
work
yeah.
with, the colleagues of mine, we'll just go to the beach in the evening and we used to then we salute.
air traffic. Unajipea kazi ya air traffic.
No, we just, it's fun. Alafu nasikia imepita.
Yeah. And it's right at the beach.
Oh my God, Mogadishu is beautiful. The landing, the takeoff, mango. I've never seen such a view.
Yeah.
Yes.
You have things that currently you really want to work on.
Thank you for asking, because this is a good time to tell the universe.
Yeah.
I'm working on my photo book.
Okay.
Yeah. So because I've been in Somalia for 5 years and I feel like I have a lot of photos,
Yeah.
I also feel the need to make a coffee book. You know, sometimes we think about things in a very grand way, but me, I just want, because now we have a lot of diaspora coming back, right?
Yeah.
And we have a very large diaspora community, even abroad. Ningependa tu nitengeneze a photo book, a coffee book rather, yenye tu someone can explore and be like, so this is Mogadishu, this is Barawins, this is Hargeisa, this is
and with a caption story about that day or what you
the caption to kuonesha hapa ni hapa, this is what was happening and it was shot on this day.
Yeah, and what you can expect in that area. I'll be a first client or customer to buy the book.
Oh, I'd love
and I need a signed copy. I need a signed copy. I need a signed copy.
Of course, you can get a signed copy. But yeah, I just want to produce a coffee book. And for me, the purpose of that is like people my dad's age can sit down, take one of the books or two of them, sit in a round table kind of thing, and they discuss about how these places used to be and how they are right now. Just a conversation. I want us to have that conversation, especially between the generation that was there before the war, the generation that experienced it, which is still the generation that is there right now. Because I'm as old as the war. My dad
since
left the war
1991.
94. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was born in 95. So
yeah.
Basically, I'm a product
of the war.
Yeah.
Okay.
No. So I want these two generations to have conversations around what is there right now, what these other ones experienced throughout the war, and those who fled, what they had when Somalia was Somalia, and what is there right now as Somalia.
Yeah.
And it's good for us to embrace the fact that the country is the way it is right now, and it's choosing the path it's choosing, and we don't have to envision to be the Somalia that we were.
Yeah.
We can be the Somalia that is there to come. Yeah.
There are two giraffes on the road.
Hey, Mama.
On the road.
This was a girlies. No, this was a dude. Dude.
Thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you so much for waking me up this early,
Yeah.
finding purpose and meaning in my life within Nairobi.
Within Nairobi.
Find meaning.
Did you enjoy the game drive?
Yes, let me do not be fucked.
Yeah,
Oh yes, I did enjoy it very much. I feel alive.
Yeah, I'm happy you did.
Yeah.